The great crypto thriller is about to take place, and it has a lot to do with this law that was just signed in, this bill signed into law about the stablecoins. And I don't think people are really ready for this. As a matter of fact, I know most of my subscribers own cryptocurrency. If you do, just throw it out there. Type what cryptocurrency you're really excited about right now. There's so many out there. There's so much ways to make money. It's absolutely insane. And what I want to do is talk about this federal cryptocurrency bill and why it's going to be a big deal. And I want to remind you that we just yesterday released our next crypto pick. Just, I don't talk about these all the time on the channel. The last one we did, everyone's up, 200% right now, maybe 300% in the last 120, 160 days. We figured out that it's better to build that organic growth. And right now, yesterday's pick isn't up a whole lot, maybe, I don't want to give it away, but there are, no joke, tens of thousands of people around the world right now researching this crypto project. So if you want that, links down below. And the one that I'm going to put out in a handful of days actually has a lot to do with this crypto bill. And we're waiting for just a couple key pieces of information before we release it to our DeFi group. So if you want to be part of the DeFi group, the link is down below. It says here, the president on Friday signed the first major law governing cryptocurrency, a business that the president's family has begun forcing strong ties to and has promoted in recent years. The House of Representatives passed the Genius Act Thursday with bipartisan support a month after it cleared the Senate. The bill, a key priority for the president, outlined specific regulations aimed at making a specific kind of digital currency called stablecoins more accessible and mainstream. So first off, the company that I'm going to be talking about this next week to my DeFi students, the yield that you can aggregate around these stable coins are in the 4 or 5% range, way more liquid than treasury bills. This bill is going to set those companies on fire. Imagine this, that wealthy people, one way that wealthy people make money is they provide liquidity, usually through funds or institutions, but banks do it primarily. But there are some wealthy individuals that provide liquidity to markets, right? One of the markets that they do this for are the Forex markets. And because of the creation of cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology, now the average person can provide liquidity for exchanges and projects and gain a yield from it. This is a whole new way of investing. And what's really sad for me to watch is people that use financial advisors. Now, I don't think there's anything wrong. Actually, financial advisors are great because 95% of the human population, when they get a little bit of money, they don't want to manage it themselves. They just want to push it off, right? So they give it to a financial manager that then manages their money and is supposed to be a fiduciary on their behalf. But there's always they're a middleman, just like everyone's got a hand in the cookie jar kind of thing. If you want to learn decentralized finance, you can make a lot of money. And we're not just talking about buying something low and selling something high. I'm talking about yield, like way better than you could ever get in a bank. And the phrase "be your own bank" has never been more true, more real and accessible than now because of crypto. Okay. Type 1 if you understand this and agree with that. Type 2 if you're like, I don't understand what he's talking about. And it's important that if people don't understand, type 2. There's nothing wrong with that. My point being, because I want to get a feeling for who's watching, where they're at, because here, I'll get a little bit deeper into this bill and tell you why it's important. It says over the last few years, the president, once a crypto skeptic, has begun to tout himself as the most crypto-friendly commander-in-chief in the U.S. history and push for Congress to take up the issue on the campaign trail, right? The president launched his own crypto meme coin earlier this year, recently saying he's a fan of crypto and called it a very powerful industry that the U.S. has dominated. All right. See, a lot of people do not understand until they understand it. And this is the craziest. We've all heard the term, you don't know what you don't know until you know it, right? Meaning that, there are a lot of people that tout I do, to tout the importance of physical gold and silver. I don't have any sitting around here. but but the thing is they didn't know anything about gold and silver till the day before the day of the enlightenment that they had. It's the same thing with cryptocurrency. Everyone sits there and tells you it's a scam, it's fake money, it's magic internet money. It isn't. It's anything on this earth that has value, it's because it has one, scarcity, and then two, a way of making money from it. That's how value is derived. Scarcity and the way to make money from it, right? You could do something with it. You can sell it, you can use it, yeah. So these stable coins that are blowing up, and what blows me away, and I'll give you an example. Stocks, you can't make money from stocks unless you buy low, sell high, or you short. Right? All you're doing is you're dealing with price action to make money in stocks, right? Well, with crypto, it's much different than that. You see, cryptocurrency, first off, people need to understand there's cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. Then there is, or Digibyte, right? Or there is blockchain companies that have tokens. They've issued tokens and they're tied to the company's use case. So unlike a share of stock where you own the company, blockchain and token issuance, you can use that token. Either it's an exchange token where if you're using an exchange to trade cryptos, you get discounted rates by just holding the tokens, or the tokens are used for things like tipping, or like I'm blanking out right now. I got a million use cases in my head. Recording data for housing on the blockchain, right? So it's recorded way better than an escrow process, or way better than your county clerk's office. My point being is that there's those uses. Then you also have yield uses, making way, way, way more money, and it's compounded as it just keeps going in interest-wise when you're providing liquidity for things like that. You could borrow against it. You can borrow it. It's absolutely phenomenal what you can do with crypto. But most people don't understand that. And most people, like with XRP, and this is what really gets people hung up. Do you know how many people type XRP first off if you own it, and then type a 1 next to XRP if you understand that it's not a currency. It is an item that you use to run a machine, a ledger, an absolute truth machine when it comes to finances. People think, we're just going to be going around to Target and they're going to take XRP for me to buy a bottle of shampoo. No, that's not it. Okay. The one thing that XRP is used for, the actual physical token, is used to run the XRP ledger. Okay, so banks that want to move money all around the world in lightning fast time, they need XRP to be able to go, hey, I've got a transaction of US dollars or stable coins like this bill is allowing, and I want to be able to push it from California to Zurich in about 1.5 seconds, 3 seconds maybe, with all the confirmations needed to supply that bank with the money. And it's only going to cost me $1 to do the whole thing. And it's going to, boom, slip over there. I need the XRP. So the bank's like, I got the $1 million I got to move. I got to buy $1 worth of XRP. That is how it works. All right. And this is where people get caught up. They don't understand the true use cases. And this is what we're teaching people in our DeFi students. First off, not how to slam a stock, because it's probably one of the largest groups on earth. But which means it's very powerful. It can get a coin trending. The DeFi group can get a coin trending faster than you could shake a stick at. And it has nothing to do with price action. And what we're doing is we're teaching people the fundamentals of these projects. We have to go out and my team of researchers have to go out and do a bunch of due diligence on these companies before we even talk about it. And even then we get hung up with some crappy companies and some amazing companies. I'm not gonna lie to you, not everything's a winner. But what you have to do is you have to learn how to de-risk all of your positions. And when I say all of your positions, it's because you shouldn't have one or two. You should have a few concentrated positions that you bounce back and forth between. But when I come out with news like this about these stable coins and bills being passed, I'm going to be honest with you. Anyone in this life that at this point says crypto's a scam, I would stop talking to them. Type yes or no if you agree with that, because they are so clueless, and they're clueless out of ignorance, because you can't go anywhere with hearing something or seeing something about cryptocurrencies or crypto markets. At this point, if you have any family and friends or acquaintances, like, hey, you have any crypto? Yeah, it's a scam. No, copy. See you later. You don't even need to be mean to them. Just walk away, because they're going to kill your brain cells. They're going to actually suck brain cells from your head, because they are a vacuum of information. Okay, that's where we are. And what you really need to do, and this is the greatest thing. I'll leave you to this little bit of this is advice. Find a cryptocurrency conference, get on a plane, buy a ticket, and go. If you already own crypto, it doesn't mean you know it all. I'm learning things every day. Oh, that's something else I want to tell all my DeFi students. In the next handful of weeks, I plan on bringing you a project that I'm an advisor for, Dylan and I. I have requested it not to be on any exchange on earth until my DeFi group gets a hold of it and decides what they want to do with it. And then I'm going to show you how to make money 3 different ways from it. It's a lot more than just going up in value. But my point is, I don't know everything, right? I'm constantly learning. And you need to get around people that know more than you, all right? I was telling a gentleman, a very, very intelligent, very wealthy man the other day, I said, finally, I'm in the room. I'm the dumbest guy in the room. And he goes, no, you're not. I'm like, yes, I am. And I'm looking at the group of gentlemen that you'll probably hear about it someday in the future. They're always on the news and all that kind of stuff. And it's interesting talking with these intellectuals and incredible investors, let's just put it that way, about the world and how they see it. And I can't believe I'm even at that point. So hey, if you guys want, the sale's going to be ending soon. It is the last time we ever offer our crypto picks, right? Our trade calls, those kind of things, the picks. We just had one go out yesterday. It's still ripe for the taking. You're going to hear about it in the future. And we've got another one coming out later this week, and one I think a week after that. So we've got a lot of picks coming up to keep everybody focused and keep them on task. All right, with that being said, the link to all that's down below. The Economic Ninja is out.